Welcome to my list of my favorite vehicles released this year in GTA Online. So, you're staying at the first vehicle, and it's definitely not in order from best to worst or worst to best. It's just simply a list. So, this is the Reinhardt, the Ubermac Reinhardt. This vehicle performs very similar to another Ubermac, which was released a couple of updates ago. But Rockstar definitely surprised the community with this one. We definitely need more wagons in the game. So definitely a nice interior, nice exterior. I don't see how some people really don't like this thing. So now the car does drive a bit wonky due to the snow, but it's still a fun drive. It does sometimes try to go from rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive. And then that's a bit of understeer, honestly. So definitely let's move on to the next vehicle.
Okay, no problem. We'll talk next week.
So the next vehicle is the Bravado Greenwood. Now, this vehicle came from the GTA San Andreas, which is definitely one of my favorite Grand Theft Auto games to date. Now, this vehicle was actually belonging to the main protagonist's brother. So this car was readily available for you as the playable character to just hop in, go wherever you want to. So it made its way to Grand Theft Auto 5, and I decided to remake that car from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas into GTA Online. So that's why it looks like this with the blue and the white. So yeah, I definitely made a video on this, so I will link it down in the description. So when this car made it, I definitely like how it performs. Definitely the nostalgia that it gave off was perfect. Rockstar surprised me with this one again. So it's nothing too special. It's kind of wild to drive a muscle car in the snow, so don't expect anything serious. If you really want to see how this thing performs, check out the original review video. For sure, this had to make the list. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the next vehicle. Now, for those who are on next generation console, I strongly urge you to transition over if you aren't. The Quell Cyclone 2 was definitely a surprise addition. This thing does four-wheel drive burnouts while accelerating like no one's business. Now, driving this in the snow, unfortunately, it just can't put the power down, of course. Again, if you want to see how these cars behave and you are not sure, if you want to purchase them, definitely watch my review. I will link that down in the description or the comments. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the next vehicle. The Benefactor SM722 came out this year, and it was on the cover for the update, which was featured then. And I immediately became somewhat anxious to see how Rockstar would implement this in GTA Online. So, the car is a roofless roadster, so you definitely get a unique experience driving this thing in first person. And I must say, it's one car that makes driving in first person fun. So definitely adding this into your collection, you must, get used to driving in first person. Most people I know, they don't use first person that much. So this is definitely a vehicle that breaks you into the habit of using first person. The car performs very well. I have yet to race it, but based on its similarities to the Slager GT, I can already tell that the car is a good performer. I love the sound. I love how the car reacts in certain situations. The thing is, Rockstar did a safe play by using the soundtrack of the Slager GT, which is, I wish they didn't, but it is actually a good car. You can't go wrong with that soundtrack. So, with that being said, let's move on to the next vehicle. The Vigero ZX was definitely one of the community's long-awaited vehicles. And I must say that if you watch Transformers growing up, definitely wanted this thing in black and yellow. Bumblebee, of course. And Rockstar definitely did the community a favor by adding the HSW package to this vehicle. Now, this thing is as fast as the Haikuchu Drag in a straight line. And we both know that that bike is basically the fastest vehicle in the game. Now, this is pretty much second to it. Alright, so of course, poor performance in the snow, muscle car behavior. But I definitely must say that this week was an overdue one. I remember thinking that this car would have came out from the original Sonata 8, the first one, but it never came out. 2 years later, of course, they made sure to add it. So, that being said, there's really not much to say about this thing. It is a good vehicle. Cool performance in the snow, as you can see. But yeah, let's get on to the next week. The widebody 10F is a very over-anticipated vehicle. Now, I've wanted this thing from we got tired of the 9F, and we are still awaiting the 10F Cabrio, which is literally a drop-top version of this. So if Rockstar is watching, please just make that happen. So I like my spec of the car: carbon, forged carbon, regular carbon, red stripe, the wheels, the tire lettering. It's a unique style for me, but I do like how this car came out. The interior fits it perfectly well, reused, but not really a complaint anyway. The car does have double clutching. The car does have curb boosting. I really want to appreciate this thing. Even if it's not a wide body version, as we know, the wide body version is a Benny's custom. The regular version isn't. So I have both. I actually have another version that's not wide body. So definitely tell the difference. The wide body is much faster, and I think the wide body is much better, but that may be subjective to who you ask. But Rockstar did a major solid on adding this thing to the game. Literally remember, honestly. But there is one thing I wish you could have, which is a molded body kit. Basically a body kit that you cannot see the screws. You can't see the screws off. It's literally tacked onto the body. But Rockstar, I guess, didn't think that far ahead. But still, definitely a major effort put out by them and their team. Now, I do have a few honorable mentions, and I will put them in right now. The Anis 300R, great effort by Rockstar. I just wish they didn't let some of the parts from the Jester RR bleed through and show. As I said, I made mention of this in my review, and it's definitely obvious when you're seeing the fitment of some of the parts. Next up, the Dinka Tulip MT100. Definitely, I wish I could make this into the top 5, but it just seems unfinished in my opinion. I definitely like how the car is, but it seems just quite unfinished. Rockstar could have did better. With that being said, I would love to know you guys' list down below in the comment section. And what car would you scratch off my list? What car do you think doesn't deserve the honor of being class 1 through 5, or even on the honorable mention? Thank you so much for watching.